We're at Utah Valley University with Eyewitness to the Charlie Kirk assassination, Cub Keller. Cub, it's great to meet you, man.
Hey, thanks for coming out. Glad you made the trip.
Thanks for meeting with me, and thanks for providing the video. You provided one of the most important evidence videos. You were basically standing right here, right? Tell us exactly what happened.
Well, we got here late. I wasn't even planning on coming just because of work. I've got an 18-year-old son that randomly called me and said he wanted to go see Charlie. So, you know, it's kind of a proud father moment just with how we're seeing everything.
You have an 18-year-old son? You look very good. Well, you're too young to have an 18-year-old son. But so you guys were perched right here. Charlie was right over there. And people have seen your video. You were rolling at 60 frames per second on an iPhone 16 Pro, right?
Right.
And HDR, which is the DolbyVision HDR. Mm-hmm. And when you saw the video, when I slowed it down, do you think that we're seeing some action like at the back of Charlie's scalp, almost like a ripple through the back of his scalp?
There's a lot of things that you can pull out of that video that still don't make a lot of sense to me. You know, with the back of his head, the movement going on, the back of his shirt.
Right.
You know, the back of his shirt, if you watch closely, that's the first thing that moves.
Sort of puffs out, right?
Yes. Then it's the collar. Then it's his sleeve that gets pulled up.
Right.
But then he falls to the left, and it's just as confusing for me as anyone else.
So you guys were standing here. This concrete wasn't here on September 10th.
Right.
Do you have a clear? Do you know where Charlie was sitting exactly?
Well, so there's a hatch that gets under to the piping system. That was all here, but everything that you see was all grass.
Where is that hatch?
Right here.
Oh yeah. So this is the trap door people were talking about.
So Charlie was sitting about right here. Just
now, was he on this side of this concrete pole or that side of it?
I believe I'm pretty sure he was right here. You know, the canopy was here, and I think he was just on the right side of these hatches here. But
the right side meaning as we're sitting this way.
That's right. And we can,
we'll have to look at that. Yeah.
Videos. But everyone's asking about this. Everyone thought it was UVU. I found out that it was the DFCM.
What is that?
Division of Facilities Construction Management. They're the ones that push this concrete pad through. We do some commercial roofing work here, and I was told that I don't want to mention any names, but
yeah, let's step over here so we're out of the wind. You don't want to mention any names, but
UVU is pretty much sounded like they were just as confused as everyone else when this thing came. Was pushed through.
So it seems incredibly suspicious to concrete over a crime scene like this so quickly. So what is that DFC?
Division of Facilities Construction Management. They're the state construction group that basically either owns or runs half the campus in a lot of universities here in Utah. They're government.
And so they decided we need to immediately do this concrete job after Charlie Kirk was shot.
They claim it was for the safety of the students. What
the hell does that mean? How could concrete be safety? Grass seems safer. If you fall on that, you're going to bust your head.
That's the question.
That's some bureaucratic crap right there.
Yeah.
So there are some people, Cub, who are saying that shots came from up here. Mm-hmm. Don't you think you would have heard that? What did you hear when you were standing here?
So just to bring us back, when we first got here, we were late. The crowd was so thick, I was actually fine with just hanging out in the back. My buddy Mark, who has the other video, who was standing next to me, he was all about getting down in here because we had a reserved area, right? Pretty much this section here. Mark wanted to get down here, so he took the lead. We barged our way down here. There's a few people I knew, like my sister-in-law, my nephew. Said hi to them. And I was standing right here. We were here for 30 seconds saying hi. I pulled out my phone just to film, just because we just got here. And then
Pow.
that's when the shot rang out.
That's amazing.
As soon as that went off, I immediately looked to my right here.
Uh-huh.
That's where I
where the
thought-
kid was talking.
Yeah, so the kid was talking. There's a speaker that was stood up right there. That's exactly where I looked when the shot rang off, and then saw Charlie fall. Right
So
here.
you heard it come from over that direction?
Yeah. Like it was sharp and loud, and I thought somebody threw a firecracker just right here. Kind of see where that concrete is that's breaking down?
Yeah.
Kind of right about there is where it sounded. I mean, the noise could have been distorted because of the amphitheater.
Right,
I don't
right.
know, but that's exactly where I looked.
And are you a hunter? Do you have a lot of experience with guns?
I've got guns, but not fully experienced, you know?
But you've fired guns,
Yeah.
you've fired rifles.
Yeah.
Did it sound like a rifle shot to you? It's hard to say.
It's hard to say. I mean, just what the bullet did to Charlie, I mean, the questions all start when they say it's a 30-06. That, you know, and then they claim that Charlie's a man of steel and stopped the
Right.
bullet. Like, I don't think anybody's buying that.
And you know, what's his name? Chris Martinson recently did a video where he got all kinds of different 30-06 rounds with, like, you know, small, you know, fragmenting, like, I don't remember exactly the details, but he had many, many different types of rounds. Because we have some gun experts who are saying, well, all the internet experts think they know everything about bullets, but it could be any kind of round. I mean, we really don't have any evidence that this kid could load some kind of specialized round. And all these commercial rounds that Chris Martinson got, they're still supersonic, they're still having huge amounts of kinetic energy, and it really seems like it would have exploded his neck, right?
Yeah. That's, I mean, they take down elk from 700 yards away. Yet, you know, the shot, 147 yards?
Right.
Up on that top roof there on the Low-C building.
That's what they say.
That's going to go through any human being. I don't care how good of a person you are.
Right.
You know?
So it definitely seems like something else shot him. Now, I do think that a supersonic round was fired from somewhere in here, because the audio analysis certainly shows that. But, you know, my theory has been that he was shot from behind. And what I'm trying to figure out, I want to go back to the original video because, see, as I recall, the tent was offset this way from that center line, and Charlie might have been more somewhere around here. And I'm just wondering if somebody perched over there behind that wall could have shot a pre-charged pneumatic, you know, essentially an air gun, which would be virtually silent, particularly from all the way back there, particularly if it had a moderator on it. And, you know, that would have so little kinetic energy that it would go through the back of his neck and just barely pop out the front.
Anything's possible at this point. I honestly don't even know what to believe. You know, just with all the different angles. There's 3 different stories that could be true.
What do you mean, 3 different stories?
Meaning different angles of where the bullet came from.
What do you think those 3 are?
I haven't decided.
See, it's confusing even to an eyewitness, and that's understandable for sure. Now, the other thing that's happened is when you initially released the video, you just kind of put it on Instagram as any normal person would. You record something on your phone, you upload it to Instagram, and there's the video. You're not a video production professional. You're not thinking about DolbyVision HDR and 60 frames per second in the way that I do.
Yeah.
Most people don't. And so then that gets out there. I start making a lot of noise about, are there any eyewitnesses who have original videos? You and I get in touch, you give me the original video, and I start pulling out all this additional information from there. video information, I'm saying, 60 frames and all this. And so then people started really hassling you, right? Saying that you're somehow involved, or do you want to talk about that at all?
Sure. I mean, I've just seen the craziest stories about what everyone thinks, you know.
People were emailing you almost like threatening, right?
Well, and just making sure that I'm not full of it, like our friend Ryan Simmons, you know.
See, you brought it up. I didn't know if you wanted to talk about
That's fine.
Let us have it. What happened there with Ryan Simmons?
So back to when I posted my video on Instagram, I have a private account, but I went public. Only did that for 12 hours, and I didn't feel right about it. So I went back to being private.
Because you thought it was exploiting the video?
Yeah, and I knew I needed to do something with the video, but I didn't know.
Yeah, you're
what to
torn
do.
because like the public needs to see it, but then it feels exploitive.
Yeah.
And you're a dad. You're using Instagram to stay in touch with family, share pictures of the kids, that kind of thing.
Exactly.
This is normal person stuff, by the way.
Yeah. So I went back to being private. The next day, I saw my video everywhere. And I was just like, well, I guess it's gone viral now, and I don't know what to do with this now.
And also, you don't care about social media virality. You're not trying to build your profile.
Not at all. I mean, especially in this form. You
right.
know? I mean, so it was about a month and a half later is when Ryan Simmons reached out, and I've known Ryan's family for 15 years. Not him very well, but I know who he is, and I just figured anything that he asked me, I can tell him because
you know him.
I know his family.
And was he here with you that day?
No. His brother-in-law, Mark, was with me.
Okay.
So he starts asking me questions, and I basically ran him through my whole experience, told him everything that happened. You know, even in part of my video where I end up getting pushed about right here.
Down by the van. People saw that, yeah.
There's other details we can go into. That,
sure.
You know. So then he tells me that my video has gone completely viral on X, and everyone's trying to find out who recorded this.
That was me.
Yeah, you and who knows how many
Probably
people.
Blake, right.
So I had an account on X for 3 years, but I never was on it. I had like one follower. You know, I'm never on X. I get on X, I see this whole world of online investigators trying to, you know, just pick my video apart and all of this, and then I see, you know, comments from Ryan telling a story as if it's his, using my same
He said
experience.
it was his.
Yeah.
He told me it was his.
Yeah, so that was really weird. And I reached out to Mark when I started seeing this. I was like, hey, Mark, I think Ryan is using our footage and claiming it to be his, because I didn't know how to go about that with Ryan.
And then he had some story that the FBI told him to delete it or something like that, right?
So that's a confusing story too.
Was that made up or?
I don't know.
Seems likely.
And to me, I almost think the FBI knew that this was not Ryan's footage, so maybe that's why they told him to get rid of it, because it wasn't even his in the first place.
Or do we have any actual evidence that they contacted him at all? I mean, maybe he's making everything up. He made up what he...
With how far he took this,
there's no telling.
Anything could be possible, you know. So then it was just, Mark and I just could not believe the story that Ryan was telling. For whatever reason he did, I don't know. I mean, when we've talked to Ryan and things are good with us, and he's apologized and, you know, feels silly for what he did.
Deleted his whole X account and everything.
People started calling him out, and it was almost to the point where I kind of felt bad for him, because,
right.
You know, that Ryan is a good guy, and why he did this, I don't know, you know, but so then that's when you reached out. I sent you my original footage. You posted it on my birthday, October 24th.
Happy birthday.
And then I started getting blown up from everybody, and it was quite overwhelming. It was kind of cool, overwhelming. The whole experience of it all, where I got thrown into this, it's actually helped me process it, and I didn't realize that I needed processing. You know,
it's traumatic. You saw a guy get
talking about it
murdered.
more, and people asking me questions that I never even thought of. And so there's a lot of people that reached out and asked questions and helped me process it, really. You know, there's a lot of good people out there, and there's people that I've shared information with that they kind of twist things, you know.
Yeah.
So it's all about being very careful who you're talking to. And, you've always been good to me and respectful to me, so I appreciate that.
Thank you.
You know, so.
And how's your son, your young son? I mean, it's hard to, you're bringing up an important point, the processing it. You witnessed a murder. Apart from all this, sensational news coverage of it, you were 10 feet away from a guy who got killed. That's something most people never experience.
Yeah. He's surprisingly taking it very well. He went and saw a therapist, and we've talked about it. And he seems to be doing really well considering the circumstances. For
Yeah.
Sure. So.
And in the moment, you must have been very scared. You guys, you see in the video, you guys transition to over here,
Yeah.
and there's all that, because you don't know if there's going to be more shots.
Yeah. So taking it back to here. So I was right here. Shot rings out, and as soon as if there were more shots coming, I would have grabbed Kais and we would have gone under here. The moment I walked in here on campus, it didn't seem right. I thought there was going to be a security check.
Right.
It wasn't. What we learned from the assassination attempt with Trump, and all these roofs, I actually was looking for security up on the roofs just because, and I didn't see any of that. Anyways, we got here, the shot rang out, and everyone just kind of dropped to the ground. I felt safe, and I felt like I needed to keep rolling.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Historic moment.
Yeah. Just in case there was anything suspicious, anyone doing something.
Right, and evidence too, right.
I wish I could have done a better job.
No, you had one of the best videos anybody recorded from an evidentiary value.
And of course, I didn't realize that at the time. This whole thing is crazy. So I got here, everyone's dropping on the ground. This former narcotics officer, Jason, big guy that you see in my video, he came over here, took charge, and moved a barricade that was, blocking this off. So he grabbed the barricade right where I was filming. I don't believe that was intentional, but, everything that was going on with Charlie, that's what I was trying to get. Jason grabs the barricade, so I came over to my left and just had a perfect angle right here. Everyone's just kind of running past me to get under the tunnel, and you can kind of notice it in my video where I get pushed right here, and this lady who pushed me, I thought it was just a lady that was freaking out trying to get past. I looked over to see who pushed me, and she's just standing here like this staring at me, not trying to get through. She just pushed, and she said stop recording.
Why?
I don't know.
Was she with Turning Point or something?
Still today, I don't know who that was, but
wow.
She pushed me, said stop recording. In my video, you can hear me saying, I told her to calm the F down.
Yeah.
And then decided to just hunker down with everybody, and that's when I got back with my son, Kyson, right here. And, then they brought out George Zinn right here.
Oh.
And
so you heard him making a commotion?
I started getting mad. That somebody would do that to Charlie Kirk. So when they brought George Zinn out, I was behind the SUV that was parked here, and I started yelling and pointing at George. But then soon realized, there's no way a guy like that could have pulled this off, so. But whatever's in that footage right here, that's going to get the person who pushed me, whoever that was.
Well, they haven't released that. I put in a grammar request for that footage, and they said no.
That's what I've heard a lot of people have requested, and they're not doing anything. It's clearly
maybe during the trial we'll see it.
I mean, even 30 seconds before the video that we've all seen with Tyler running off the roof.
Yeah.
Why aren't they showing just 30 seconds before?
Exactly.
You know? I mean, that's going to show him make the shot if
he
that's
did
what
it.
happened. You know?
Yeah, it's definitely a strange thing. Seems super manipulated. Now, this van that you guys were hiding behind, I don't know if you've seen this video, but just about like 2 seconds before the shot is fired, the rear door of the van opens. I don't imagine you noticed that while you were standing here.
I've got a video when that my sister-in-law took with Charlie walking out, starting to pass out hats, and that same vehicle was shutting as he was walking.
Right.
You know, and so now, you know, I mean, I don't know. All the videos I have, I've looked and sifted through, and I don't have any answers. I just know what I feel and what I think and what I experienced. And the only way I'll believe that Tyler made that shot up there is if I'm standing where I was, somebody grabs a 30-06 rifle and makes this exact...
I don't think they'll let you do that test.
That's the only way I'll believe.
Yeah.
If it sounds the very same of what I heard that day, then maybe I'll believe it. But as for now, it just seemed too piercing, too loud,
Too close.
too close. And a part of, you know, this whole, if this really was some kind of a psyop operation, I wouldn't be surprised if the sound of the gun came out of the speaker system.
People have said that. But what about that rooftop there? That's closer, isn't it?
What? Then, like
Right,
up on the
just
Losi?
just closer than the Losi, this gray building here.
Yeah.
What is that building?
Is that the? I don't know. The name
Could
of that
somebody
one.
have been up on top of there, shooting?
Anything's
possible.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard theories of up in here. You know,
Yeah,
there's-
that seems crazy to me. How does that?
The thing is, this thing is covered with surveillance. You know, and with all these questions floating around,
Yeah,
that's
right.
gonna, I think, solve a lot of problems if they're willing to release footage.
Right, there's a camera right there.
Yeah. You know, and this was covered. That whole stairway just was covered with people. You know,
Right.
all along this roof line. I mean, this was so thick in here.
The whole place was packed, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, it was hard to get down here.
Unbelievable.
You know, and so I don't know. I mean, I'm confused just like everyone else. And there's so many convincing stories, whether the bullet came from behind Charlie, the side, from where I was standing. But that 30-06 shot into his neck,
No way, huh?
I just don't know what to say about that.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, Cub, I really appreciate you coming out and meeting with me. It's great to hear your story firsthand. You're a brave guy, and that's just, like I said, some of the best evidence that anybody recorded. So thanks for everything that you've done, and thanks for sharing the story, man.
Thank you. And hey, be nice to my guy John Goodman, all right?
Jason Goodman.
Jason.
It's okay.
Jason, we're all trying to find the truth here, you know, and just the hostility that I'm seeing online since
It's
being
crazy.
involved is crazy. We're all trying to find the truth,
Absolutely.
you know, with everything that's going on, and I just don't think there's any need for.
That's a whole different video.
I know, just
The people
it's
doing
all
all the
about
social
world peace.
engineering.
We're all trying to find truth, and God bless Charlie.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah. Well, have a happy new year, man, and thanks
too.
again.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great day.